Hey ladies, what you are about to watch or listen to is a testimonial video of me talking to my client Emilee, who's early 30s, mother of three young kids. And when she came to me, she was having really severely disruptive PMS. She has a great relationship with her husband. She has great kids and just a really wonderful life. But, every month she was just at this state of like absolute rage. And she just knew that that was not normal. That was not what she should be experiencing. Just not having any tolerance for her family and causing a lot of conflict. And also she was feeling so fatigued that, every single day she would just wake up and never really feel rested. And some days she just woke up with so much dread for the day. Even though there wasn't really anything horrible happening in her life, she just felt overwhelmed, like she couldn't handle it. And now, now her experience is that she wakes up with energy. She feels happy. She feels like she can handle things. And also, she's gained a new appreciation and ability to actually take care of herself and do things that she enjoys. She's no longer the martyr of her family, but she's kind of reconnected to who she is, that she's more than just a mom and a wife and a homemaker, but that she actually can enjoy things for herself. And her PMS has reduced significantly. And you can hear her talk about that, about how it's so dramatically different that now her husband like didn't even really notice that she was, premenstrual. So if you would like to see what's possible for you, if you're experiencing anything like this or other hormonal problems, and you want to talk with me, you can book a free discovery call at the link in the bio of this video. And I hope you enjoy. Hi, Emilee. How are you?
Hello. Good.
Thanks so much for doing this with me. Um, so for our viewers, like, would you please introduce yourself? Just tell us a little bit about your life right now.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Emilee. I'm 33 years old. I'm a mom of three little girls. I have a 8-year old, almost eight, 6, and 3-year old. So we're busy. Have a husband that works full time. So it's usually me at home and just trying to keep up with school and life.
Nice. Thank you. Okay, so what was going on for you and your health before we started working together?
Yeah. So I think it happened, over a long period of time, and it wasn't really perceptible. But I remember specifically one day, like the alarm went off, and just like thinking, I am dreading getting out of bed. I don't want to be awake. I just just felt so tired, and the day felt so overwhelming, and it hadn't even started. And I remember thinking, like, this isn't good. Like, I have a great life, and I felt bad feeling that way, but that's how I felt. And kind of mentioning that to my husband, and like, do you ever feel like that when you wake up? And he said, No. And I thought, that was kind of one of the first times I clued into, like, maybe something is off. um and then the other thing that really kind of started to make me pay attention was that I, typically would have some irritability before my period, but it just seemed to really start to ramp up over the last few years, where it was so much irritability and almost rage that I just really had a hard time. Like, my husband would drive me crazy, and like I felt that strain in our relationship that's otherwise very healthy. And then when it started to also kind of overflow to my children, that's when I thought, this doesn't feel normal. Like, yes, I know I cycle and things might hormonally be a little different, but this seems excessive where if I don't really want to be around my spouse or my children, that um, I I don't want this to be my normal. And so, I had these kind of red flags and I didn't really know what to do with that. And so I just thought this doesn't feel good, but I don't know what else to do. And it was like that for a while.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, so you're waking up with so much fatigue, just feeling overwhelmed, and then your PMS was like rage, like so severe and just so irritated by people that love you and we're not you're having like this huge amount of conflict like 1 week out of every month. But like other times
Yes.
didn't feel like that person was really like making you crazy.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, all the time, but I knew it was because of something going on in my body that seems a little out of proportion to what it should be.
Yeah. Any other like physical symptoms that you were experiencing, or does that kind of summarize it?
Yeah, that summarizes it. Seeing like a lot of bloating. Um, I, yeah, I think that's about it.
Cool.
Some, yeah,
So,
so I actually, sorry, I will say that I had some, a lot of bloating that I noticed in my body and had some weight gain, um, that I didn't really know that I connected any of that though.
mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, just not feeling great in your body. So how did that affect you like emotionally that you were feeling like that every day or every month?
Yeah, it's really hard when you have a great life and you are really blessed and you love your child of the month, you feel like you can't stand your life, or to wake up feeling like I can't do my life because I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. It's you feel bad because you know that you love your family and all the things that you have and the life you've worked for, but then you also simultaneously like feel like you need a break from it. And so it was just this constant like kind of feeling of guilt, overwhelm, like maybe I just need to try harder, work harder, have more motivation. And but just this like hamster wheel over and over every month and sometimes every day.
Yeah. So you found yourself like blaming yourself for the way you felt, like I must not be working hard enough or I'm not grateful enough for all the good things I have for me to feel this way. And then that
Yeah.
like made you try harder to not feel the fatigue and all of those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or maybe I need a new system. If I try this new thing, then maybe that will help. And a lot of it was like I see other people like living and achieving and doing things, and like I must be lazy or not working hard enough, or maybe I'm not motivated enough. And so like just lots of feelings of self-doubt and um being really hard on myself of like what I could accomplish and what I couldn't accomplish, and other women seem to be able to do all these things and I can't. So like what's wrong with me? I want to, but and then some days I don't want to. Like it just so much of that it's so paralyzing.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that because I feel like that is very relatable. I think a lot of women will hear themselves, when you share all of that. So how have things changed now? What are things like for you physically?
So physically, I feel so much better. And I will say that I still feel like there's improvements I can make, and, learning and especially just implementing like lifelong changes. It's not like a quick, simple fix, but I wake up and I'm happy and I'm excited. Sometimes there are still days that I'm tired. Um, I'm so much more in tune with my body, and I know when that time of the month is coming, and I'm better able to manage that. And when I'm taking care of myself, There is still some irritability, like a natural amount, but I'm aware of it and I can say, I might need some more time and be able to give my body what it needs so that I can give my family what they need and be the kind of person I want to be to my family. Um, I all the things that I kind of dreamed and wanted to do, like extra things that felt like I don't have time or deserve to do a craft that I just think would be fun. I'm like making time for those things and myself and finding a lot more joy in my life and living than I really typically was in past.
That's so awesome. And like, yeah, going from like, I just feel overwhelmed by like all the things I need to do today to the point where you're like, I do the things that I need to do and also make sure I have time for things I want to do that make me happy, that, are outside of my role as like stay-at-home mom and wife and like home CEO, right? Home manager and all the
Yes.
things that you have to do. But it's also like, I'm also still Emilee.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like, maybe this might be hard, but like if you could put a number on like your PMS, like to begin with versus now. Um,
Yeah. Um, Before it was probably like could range from like a 7 or 8, up to a full 10. Like it just felt so intense. And now there's months where it just feels way more manageable at like a 2 to 4. And to the point where like my husband commented like, "Oh, I couldn't really tell that you were in your premenstrual cycle because it just is like, maybe you're a little more grumpy, but really not that much. Like I'm still me, and those emotions and hormones like are not controlling me anymore. I am more in control of myself and my body. And it's been so great for me and my family.
yeah, how's that affected everything else and how you feel?
It just helps me feel like I'm the mom and wife that I want to be and that I truly am. Whereas before, it really felt like this isn't me, that like these, knee jerk reactions and maybe snapping is like not who I really feel like I am in my core. And now I'm back to who I am when I am, taking care of myself and like giving to my body, then I like receive that you know, control and being myself in my body. And it's like I said, it's my family doesn't notice it as much, and to me, that's a huge win. That I'm my regular me that they see throughout the month.
Yep. Yeah, and also that it also seems like you have peace with the fact that like, yeah, we are different emotionally and physically during different times of our cycle, and like we can be okay with that. And when you're not in that, you're not lashing out, you're like, yeah, I'm a little bit more irritable, but you know, but I'm
Yeah.
still me. That's
Yeah,
so
being really true to the changes that are going on in my body and having my husband really support me and be on board with that and knowing like, yeah, I might not really be up for this week and I might need a little more alone time, and like that having that support and that awareness for both of us, to feel really supported in that way is so great, and it's made a huge difference.
yeah, awesome. So um we've been working together for a while. So like what do you I'm trying to think of how to like phrase this question because we could talk for a long time about
Mhm.
what we did.
Yeah.
But what was the process of working with me like for you?
So, like I said, I kind of had these like red flags. I knew something was maybe off, and I just sat with that for a long time. I just had no idea what to do. I think I may have gotten a like thyroid test done with like a general practitioner doctor. I didn't really know like is this something I go to an OB or what. I didn't know, and so I just didn't do anything. um I think I had some knowledge just like you see on Instagram of like I could probably eat better in this way, or I could exercise more, but nothing really concrete. And it's easy when someone just gives mass like advice to, it's probably good, but you're like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. And so you had just, started your Queen Bee Health. And because I knew you, I felt very comfortable, and I thought, you know, I'll help Kate out and I'll be one of her like clients. And maybe I'll get something out of it. Like it was, it was more like I wanted to help you. And then it was like a bonus if I maybe learned something. And I feel like it's been so the opposite. Like I've gained so much. So we did our discovery call and kind of went over, and you asked me to keep a food diary, and that was so eye opening because I know how to eat well. I buy really good food for my family, but keeping track of what I actually ate was shocking because I wasn't really eating. And then when I did, it was just kind of like I would grab things, and I put a lot of time and effort into thinking about what I would give my kids or my husband, but not for myself. And that was really shocking, and just really made a lot of sense with why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because I just wasn't like listening or fueling my body at all. Um, so that was really eye opening. And then I think just a lot of the knowledge that you gave me, some of it was new knowledge that I really wasn't aware of. The importance of keeping my blood sugar stable. I always thought blood sugar is just something for diabetic people. Like, I don't need to worry about that. I don't even know really how that works. Um, and so that just basic knowledge was so helpful, and everything that we talked about coming from someone who is, specifically talking to me and looking at my life personally and my labs, and knows me. It was so different for me to have that accountability and to follow through with your advice because I knew it was tailored to me, and it was so much more powerful and impactful. And I was much more willing to listen to you and make those changes. So that in itself was really powerful. We did some hormone testing and doing tissue analysis, and that was really insightful too, to kind of confirm um, maybe things that I maybe noticed but wasn't sure about, and to also kind of discover some things like I had no idea that things were worse than maybe I thought. um, I guess we can go into like cortisol. I knew I was waking up tired and feeling drained, but I didn't realize how much. And kind of having that confirmation that, your body is worn out gave me the permission to say, yes, I am tired. And it's not because I'm not motivated or I'm not working hard enough. Like my body is physically trying to slow me down because I've been pushing it so hard for so long. Um, and once I like saw that fact, I was able to slow down. I feel like I became more tired because I allowed myself to feel tired, and it wasn't that, you know, being so harsh with myself of like, you got to keep going. Like you can do this. You need to do this. To realize my body was like crying out for help to please slow down, please take care of me, and listening. That I don't know that I would have done that had I not had some kind of, some data to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. When we tested your cortisol, we saw that like usually we should have higher cortisol in the morning and then it slowly tapers down, but you were down here. And that is, I'm just explaining for the viewers, like that is indicating that, we're kind of burning out and our body isn't having that like natural cortisol awakening response anymore. And so what we did was like I told you to take care of yourself, like to like
Mhm.
dramatically like do things every single day that were nurturing you and like helping you feel safe again, um to relax so that your brain could like get everything back together and say, okay, when we're really stressed, when we really need to use adrenaline and cortisol, we're ready to use it. And other times we can give it a rest and we can like, live in this happier state. And when we
Right.
have like the low point of on our cycle, where our hormones are low, then and our cortisol is high, that's PMS, that's one cause of PMS. And when we did your hair test, we found that like you had some major mineral imbalances. And so, that was another big piece that um taking care of. If you have high copper, and we're going to do your retest soon, I'm going to get that results back. Um, but there were signs that like you had copper dysregulation, which can also contribute to anxiety and PMS and some mental health things, and as well as just overall health. So we had like very targeted supplements for you,
Mhm.
right? Like your supplements have your name on them.
Yes.
Well, so thank you for sharing that and allowing me to like flesh it out even a little bit more from
Yeah,
my end.
of course.
Um,
I think having that, like I said, having that proof of you need to slow down and you need to take care of these things or these imbalances really gave me the permission that I needed at first to say, I maybe should go fold this laundry or go do this chore, but it's late and I feel tired and you know, like need my coach is like telling me that I need to take this bath. This is like a have to for me, not just like I'm lazy or like need to pamper myself. Like it's a need. And so that really helped at first get into that mindset of my body and I deserve a break and to do these things. That's part of taking care of myself, not just like a want um to kind of just help with that mental shift. So that data and those hard facts helped me make that mental switch.
yeah, and to see that like that doing things like lifestyle things also, it wasn't just about the supplements, although those were helpful, but
Yes.
that doing things, changing your mindset towards yourself and your situation, like actually made a difference in your health. Oh,
Yes.
awesome. So I know you kind of talked about your decision process, but before you decided to sign up with me, did you have any like hesitations or concerns before
Yeah.
saying yes?
Yeah, I think as women especially, it's really hard to invest in yourself, especially in this way where you're not really sure what the results will be or if it will actually help. And I think we're just used to going to the doctor and getting, this and taken care of. And so it's a little scary to kind of go out on a limb in that way. And it's not always cheap to do that. And I kind of remember thinking, is this something that I want to spend the money on right now? Like, do I really need it? Is it really that bad? Like, again, maybe I just am lazy or need to do more. But I think my husband was very supportive and I think he could see more maybe than I could that I was struggling or I could, improve my like life quality could be better. And he had recently invested in some professional training and help with his job. And, he was like, he and I discussed that we value the work that you do for our family in your job and it's valuable to you and to me and our whole family for you to maybe talk to a mentor or do these things that will improve you in your work. And my work is a stay-at-home mom, and so like what am I doing to invest in my job and my work that I do, like work that I believe and he believes is really important work. And if this is like my career coach, then yeah, let's do it. Let's see if I know I could be better. I know I don't really like the way things are right now, and that I would like to see some change and improvement. So let's, see this as career capital and improvement, and let's see what happens. Um, and even at that point, I was not really, I felt like I could do this for my family, for my kids. It wasn't even like for myself yet, because I still just had not gotten to a place of loving and caring for myself and my body yet. So um that was it. I could do it to be a better mom and a better wife, and that I was willing to take a chance. And that did feel really scary, and it felt really like I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we'll give it a shot, because I didn't really have anything to lose but a little bit of money, and I wasn't seeing improvement on my own anyway. Like nothing I had done seemed to really like make a change. And so I thought, let's just try it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So my last question is, would you recommend other women to come and work with me? And if so, why?
Absolutely. I recommend you to everyone that I talk to. And it's so it's wonderful, but it's also so sad, because I see a lot of the struggles I had in so many women. Like almost every woman that I know and talk to, they have these feelings of burnout, of just sleep issues, or eating, weight, whatever it is. I see that all the things that I have learned could benefit everyone that I know, and I try to share what I know with them, and I, point them to your Instagram account, which has tons of great free, resources and knowledge to start with. Um, but I absolutely would work with you again, and would recommend it to any woman, just to simply to know your body, and know the way that it works is so powerful. And that, if ever anything comes up, that this doesn't feel quite right, and um that you deserve to be empowered in your body, and to love your body and take care of it. Um it's maybe part of the hesitation is that it isn't just that we take supplements and have an immediate fix, and that is part of it, and helps. But these were huge mental shifts and lifestyle changes for me that I wish had happened a long time ago. And hopefully, now I'm raising my daughters to have this awareness and this knowledge early, so they don't have to change everything that they know and believe. um and so it is still a process, moving forward, to, you know, to eat better, to sleep better, um, to think better, to love myself. And I'm so grateful. It's still a journey that I'm really excited to be on, because I've seen the evidence, and I've felt the changes, and it feels really good to love my body, and to love my life, to enjoy living my life.
I'm trying to keep it together. Thank you so much for sharing that. And just like when you brought up your daughters, I'm like, yeah, let's make it better for our daughters. They don't have to go through this. So thank you so much for making time to chat with me and for taking a chance on me and on yourself. And, like you said, onward and upward. Hey, again, huge thanks to Emilee for making time to go through all of that on the call. If you're interested in knowing really what it looks like to work with me, again, you can just click that link in the bio and book your own free discovery call, so we can really talk about the best options for you, how we can get you feeling better, whether it's you're dealing with fatigue or PMS, or whether it's really heavy, unmanageable periods, you've got thyroid problems, or you just suspect that you do and nobody's been taking you seriously. I'm here to take you seriously, to help you make a change in your life that's going to last you the rest of your life. Because, girl, you're young and you should be feeling great. Your body is not a curse. And I would love to meet you. We'll talk to you soon.